What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. This video is entitled Sex versus Self-Improvement. Now, just in American culture, sex sells. But what buys the stuff that sex sells is the proceeds from self-improvement. So you have this thing that works together, but sometimes we approach it as if one is more important than the other. So, if you're having sex, people who are having enough sex will feel like, it trumps them self-improving. So their self-improvement doesn't really mean anything, because if sex is the goal, that's what they're getting out of it. Or sex is the benchmark for if you're getting things right. Now, on the other hand, if you're self-improving and your life is getting better and your lifestyle is getting better, your lifestyle is the benchmark for letting you know that you're doing things right. But what's going on right now is that people are gravitating more so to hedonism. So, if I'm getting sex, I'm winning, and that comes at a price, because what winds up happening is, there are going to be plenty of people in your life who are going to have a lot of sex. And what happens with those people over time is they're slaves to their sexuality. And they can't improve on their lives because they're only practicing at improving their sex life. So, and you see people who are committed to self-improvement who are lacking a sex life. But in some ways, they're living an abundant actual life or lifestyle. So if they dive into hedonism, they have like a period of hedonism, and then it's back to business. Now, if you balance the two out, all work and no play makes you a dull person, right? Just like all sex and no self-improvement makes you useless per se. Because your life is not gonna do anything out from that. So, one problem after the other. So here's the thing. Now you're in a position where you should be able to try to balance them out. Like, okay, you get your life, you focus, in my opinion, you focus on self-improvement first, because self-improvement gets you skills, and those skills pay the bills, and those bills create your life, and that income creates your lifestyle, and then you can pick from the pool of women that are in the lifestyle you're in. So, if you're in this range of income, if you're in the middle class, you got a range of middle class women. You're in the upper class, you got a range of upper class women. You're higher up than that, you got a range of those women. But, first you got to get to a certain space. Because I've seen a lot of homosexuals who could get women, but the bad part about them getting women was actually, at the end of the day, and there's no nice way to say this, if it's not, it's stupid to get a bunch of women and be in their bed and you don't have a bed of your own. You know, stupid to have a gang of clothes and you don't have a closet. It's stupid that, you know, to drive around in a nice car and you don't have a garage. You know, but you getting sex though. It's not a good idea. But even when I'm looking at just social media, a lot of brothers gravitate to the idea of this will get you sex or more sex. And they kind of back off of the idea of this will make your life better. Because I think, honestly, it's easier to get sex nowadays, so that's the path of least resistance. If you have to say what's easier, sex or self-improvement, I would say at this particular point in time, sex. So, but if you're deprived of sex, you know, it's a priority. Or if you're younger and your hormones is racing and sex is on the brain, you might not be able to think clear until you get full-on sex. So you're going to be leaning that way. And a lot of times you probably be more willing to part with your money to pay for ways to pay to find better ways or more efficient ways to have sex faster than you would to pay to find better ways to make your lifestyle better by getting new skills. You know, so it's this competition that ultimately depends on how you play it, how it ends. Because you can devote yourself to sex being a priority to the point that when you're ready for self-improvement, you're too old. You know, and vice versa. You can devote yourself to self-improvement so much by the time you're ready to have sex, you might be too old. You know, that's why I say, you know, everything needs to have a healthy balance. So people got to figure out what's going on because, you know, sometimes I've seen people regret making sex so important. And I've seen people regret making their being so focused on their self-improvement. But in all honesty, I've seen far more people regret being hypersexual than I've seen people who are driven on being better. You know, a lot of times people who are addicted to self-improvement, their biggest regret is usually not stopping to smell the roses. And having a healthy sex life is like one of the stops on the journey to smelling the roses. So that's the thing. You know, it's kind of in the ball, you know, it's in the mix of other things like not vacationing, not traveling, not eating at particular places, not having enough fun going to concerts and events and stuff like that, not building up good human connections, you know, or experiences. But as far as just flat out one versus the other, I will personally say self-improvement is the most important one. But you have to be cognizant of which one you're doing, because even if you're so involved in your sexuality, you have to be cognizant that you might be doing too much, because too much of anything is a bad thing. And just like vice versa, when you are too on your grind, sometimes you got to pull yourself back, because sometimes you can get so deep in that it's hell to get out, and you can't really focus on the big picture because you're stuck in your zone. And sometimes you need to step back from your zone to figure out how you can improve, because sometimes you might have to do something outside of your routine to improve your situation. Same thing with your sex life. this you might be doing something that works, but you might have to take a step back and evolve a little bit, and you might get more sex when you take a step back, look at it a little more objectively, or attack it from different perspectives. That's the same thing with self improvement. Sometimes you got to step back from the grind and look at it from different perspectives and be open to changing and evolving with the circumstances and the times, and getting more results. So this is, the topic on this one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.